Hello and welcome. With any luck, this will be the first piece of material that you have watched regarding the course that you are hopefully involved in and enrolled in. CAD 105 here at Elgin Community College. This is Intro to Creo. My name is John Weger. I'll be instructor for this course over the next, what will go by very quickly, 8 weeks as we get a look at one of the world's foremost CAD programs, one of the best solid modeling programs out there. Creo, a program that is used across many industries, from things like companies like Boeing and also Department of Defense and lots of other companies out there. So let's go ahead and take a look at some things for class. Before we jump over into things in our LMS and D2L, I want to give you a look at what the software is capable of. And again, this is not a great look at something that it's capable of. This was one of the projects you would do. This is one of the labs that you do in the first couple of exercises that are part of the course. In Creo, you can do all kinds of some CAD work in here. We can do assemblies. We can do individual part components. We can create very complex assemblies involving thousands of parts, if not more than that. And it is a very powerful, intuitive CAD software that is, admittedly so, one of the more difficult ones out there to get a handle on. And depending on if you've had some CAD experience in the past, you'll certainly be benefited by having that CAD experience before. Creo is a different animal. As all CAD programs are a little bit different, one to the next. They all have their own ways of referring to some things and where things are and all that stuff. So we'll get through that. If this is entirely new to you, we're going to get you through that too. All right, so in Creo, we can go ahead and do things like create real nice renderings of products that we create. When we get out of that and get back into a regular design space, there isn't much that you can't do design-wise in the software when it comes to engineering design, product design, and lots of other things. It is great stuff. All right, so that's a good look at the software there. Let's take a look at things as it pertains to our course here in our LMS. So if you start off and you log into your account here on D2L, you're going to find your list of courses. I have several courses that are on here. One as a new faculty member at ECC. I also have courses that I teach dual credit at the high school level. I teach at Hampshire High School. I teach 3 dual credit classes through ECC that are all CAD related, AutoCAD, an inventor course, and then an intro to engineering and design class as well. So this happens to be our course here for this fall. Intro to Creo, CAD 105. So you enter into the course, and we're going to find everything that we're going to be working through over the next 8 weeks. Again, the class starts here this coming week already. Man, coming up quick, the 18th of August, and runs through the 11th of October. So let's remember here that time is not our friend exactly, so let's get into things and get started off on the right foot. So here on the landing page, we're going to have some things for you, reminders on the left-hand side of the screen over here that go ahead and show us things that are coming up, due dates, things that are on your plate to go ahead and get accomplished. And then over on the right side of that main screen here, we're going to take a look at some information involving the course, the important stuff to kind of set things up as we get going. So first off, to start, again, my name is John Weger. The best way and really the only way for you to get a hold of me right now, as I am infrequently on campus, is going to be via email at jweger, Jweger, at ecc.edu. So go ahead, email me there. I will say this with emails. Again, I do have a full-time job where I do other things. If you email me, I promise I will get back to you. If it's more than 24 hours, then start to be concerned. I do have my email set up in several different places, including on my phone. So odds are I will see it. But if you send me an email at 3 o'clock in the morning, wouldn't probably expect a response at 3:05. Okay. That's why I say the 24 hours to give me some reasonable amount of time to go ahead and respond. I'm here to help you. I'm here to make this a good experience for you and help you get through this course and learn what we can over this 8 weeks, this abbreviated 8 weeks in Creo. So let's look at some important dates to start off. And here are two of the most important. The first being our midterm. Our midterm is due on 9/13. Okay, and that is an assignment given to you on here that will be completed in Creo. It was a project that you will turn in. And again, on most projects, almost every project without exception is going to be turned in as a PDF. Your work is going to be turned in as a PDF. I'm not going to require, except in certain circumstances, potentially to actually get those files from you, those Creo files, and have those delivered to me for a couple of reasons. One, D2L does not give me unlimited space in which to hold and store those files that you submit. So it's a question of space. It's also easier for me when I have a PDF to look at your work, help mark that up, to give you suggestions with an aim towards you doing corrections on some of this stuff and getting that work touched up as well as you can. So the midterm on 9/13, okay, a month into class essentially, and then the final is 10/11. Okay, that final project is due on October 11th, as is a portfolio, which includes PDFs of all of your projects, labs, quizzes, midterms, all that stuff. Good thing is you're going to go ahead and prepare all those PDFs. That's what you're turning into me as part of the class. So that stuff is here for you and available. All right. So again, there's some notes about don't submit PDF 3D models to me. So don't go ahead and submit those Creo files to me or those Creo assembly files to me. Send PDFs for those things. A quick little link to a video here on how to save a PDF in a Creo video. And then if you go ahead and you have questions, concerns, you have problems, you need to reach me, that email address is the way to go ahead and get a hold of me, jweger@ecc.edu. Okay, again, Monday through Friday, 24 hours. Absolutely, I will get back to you over the weekends. It gets to be a little bit more hit or miss. Obviously, if something's urgent and you really need the help, I'm going to see that email and I'm going to take a chance at my earliest convenience to go ahead and respond and get you that help that you need. All right. So office hours for help. I have some virtual office hours that are set up. There is a Zoom meeting room that is linked right here on towards the bottom of this welcome section here. Virtual office hours on Tuesdays from 3 p.m. until 4:30. So I will be sitting with that Zoom room open in my office or in my classroom here at HHS so that I can be available to you for video support during that time. So that is a drop-in. You need some help, come on in, get that help time for you. If you need some help during other times, please go ahead and send me an email and we'll do our very best and get something set up that works well for both of us so we get you the help that you need in that timely manner and go ahead and get things done. That being said, there's another note at the bottom that during my workday, my normal workday, 7:15 till 3:15, I am not going to be able to meet with you on most days of the week because I'm teaching other courses. All right. But I will do my best and we will get together and get those things done and work through everything that we need to. Down at the bottom of the page, there is a link to the syllabus for the course. Okay, the syllabus for the course is going to have a lot of the information that we're going through here, stuff that's going to be posted on D2L, but the syllabus is available for you to go through everything. It has the second point of contact on there for a lot of these things, a second way to go through things, that link to those virtual office hours, other notes about that, course requirements that you need, the book that you need, website information that'll be interesting for you and helpful for you to get more help beyond the videos that I'll post for you. And then the details of the course. Okay. Again, how grades work, where the grades come from. We have 1,000 points available for our semester for this course. 1,000 points. Those 1,000 points come from primarily 60% of your grade comes from that midterm project, that final exam project. That's 600 out of your 1,000 points there. And your exercises, those main projects that we're going to work through together in videos, those are going to be another 300 points. And then your final 100 points will come from labs over the course of the 8 weeks. Grading scale, no surprises there. Very important dates for you, a midterm and a withdrawal date. Again, September 13th is going to be our midterm due date. Last day for you to withdraw from the course without penalty of grade, meaning that you can get a withdrawal on there. Those financial aspects are obviously different depending on when you do that, is October the 5th to remove yourself from the class with a withdrawal. As far as policies on individual things, this is an online asynchronous course again, so we're not going to be meeting face to face in person. We're meeting at set times online. So attendance, you just need to get the work done. So how you do that, when you do that, is entirely up to you. Obviously, there's no required meeting time for us that we need to get together. So there's no tardiness, tardy policies, illness policies to worry about. Just get the work done. It's all posted here for you. You have the due dates. The materials are there for you. I have an overview of things in here as far as due dates and projects we're going to be doing, exercises that we'll be doing. We'll go through some of those when we look back at D2L here in a minute. And then a lot of the other information from ECC about other supports that are available to you, financial aid stuff, where you can go for additional help, who to reach out to, and all of that as well. So that's available to you in the syllabus, linked here down at the bottom of the main page of D2L. So let's look at, first of all, first couple things in that first, few days of class. If you get a chance, take a moment, pop it in the discussion board. I promise it will be the one time that I will use the discussion board over this course because we have a lot to do in limited time. But just take a moment to introduce yourself. Let me know who you are, a little bit about yourself, maybe some CAD software that you have experience with, why you took the course, if you're part of a program, if you're looking to get a certificate, if you're trying to further your skills, whatever it is, just take a minute or two, write that down. It helps me figure out who's in the class a little bit better, understand where you're coming from, and how I can best support you with these videos, how far I need to get into things, where I might need to do more or less, and make things a little bit more efficient, tailored to the learners that are in the class. All right, so that's there. Let's look at these assignments, of which we have a fair amount. Again, the biggest number of those, as far as points go, are going to be from the exercises. Okay, so exercises, we will have a couple that we will go through, and really the way that it's going to work is you're going to want to do a couple of these exercises a week because we have essentially 11 of them to get through over the course of 8 weeks. We're going to take 1 week where we're probably going to want to focus primarily on your midterm. You're going to take another week to go ahead and focus on that final exam and that final exam project. They are one and the same thing. There's no separate test in here. We're doing a final project that acts as your final exam. So outside of those weeks, in those other 6 weeks that are left over or so, you're going to want to break up the rest of these projects. Okay, you'll notice some things about due dates. Most of all the due dates show October 11th. That is the last day of class. All of your materials that are due on October 11th are due by the end of class. Does that mean you should turn in everything 2 days before the end of class? No, start working on the stuff now. There are a couple of other assignments and things that need to be turned in prior to that. You notice that exercise 1. So exercise 1 is due on August 25th. Okay, so that is the Monday following our start on the 18th. Okay, according to some folks and some things in the state of Illinois, I need to make sure that members of courses are active And if they're not, then we may end up having to drop you because of inactivity. So that first activity, that first exercise, completing that lets me know that you're participating in the class. It also helps you knock one thing off your list right away and get into it and start off on the right foot and then keep working through those things. Middle of class, that midterm on September the 13th. That is your midterm project is due. That means it is due September 13th. It is not due on August 11th. Okay. I have to give you a midterm grade. You want to keep on pace because this is an 8-week course. It's going to get by you really quick if you let it get away. It'll be over before you know it, or will be 2 weeks before the end, and you will be in a little bit of trouble trying to get everything done at the last minute. Pace yourself, set things up, come up with a schedule that works for you and your schedule to get these things done. All right, and then finally, our last date that makes a little bit of difference and is different than our standard October 11th. Well, it is our standard October 11th. This is going to be your final exam. Final exam is due on October 11th. So all these assignments are due for the most part October 11th, except for our first exercise and then that midterm. So due date is the 11th. Again, another reason why I say get stuff done on a timely basis, work through them over that 8 weeks, get it turned in, is because if you turn in those assignments beforehand and I grade them, I'm going to give you feedback on them. Again, we're using PDFs, so I'm going to be able to mark those things up, give you feedback, give you suggestions, tell you, hey, maybe go over here, give you some links to parts of the videos, give you other hints to help you get back on track with some things that maybe didn't go quite right on the project or the exercise or the lab. And you're going to go ahead, make those corrections and turn them back in before that final due date. And I will give points back on those for making those corrections. Okay. At the end of the day, the course is intended for you to learn the basics of using Creo, to become proficient with it. You will become a much better designer. You'll become a better practitioner of CAD, a better operator and user of Creo if you go through all the exercises. You find the problems that you have, the things that you missed out on, you fix those things, and we go ahead and correct them. Okay, at the end of the day, you work professionally as a designer, you get into this space, you do the work. That first draft that had some problems will need to be fixed. Right? Bad dimensions on a part, incorrect sizes, incorrect scales, incorrect materials spec'd out on there are all going to lead to problems in production and down the road. And we got to fix those before we waste money as we are building the thing that we are designing. All right. Also down here, not to be forgotten about, again, your midterm is 300 points. Your finals, 300 points. Those exercises are 300 points. So the last 100 points come from the labs. So for each exercise where we go through and we learn new tools, there are subsequent labs that go along with that. So the intention is with the exercises that you're going to go through and follow along and work through the videos along with me or the videos from Chris, and we'll talk about those in a minute, and get a sense of the tools and work through those exercises or work through those things together. So you learn the new tools, where they are, how to use them in order to get these elements of your projects done. Get those exercises done. Again, 300 points for all those together, good portion of your grade. Then after we do those exercises, there's going to be 1 or 2, usually, labs associated with those exercises that you're going to go and do that are separate projects of the ones done in the exercise where you further practice those skills. And it's my recommendation that as you go through and do these labs after completing their associated exercise, that you go ahead and attempt to complete those labs like this project on your own, using what you know, okay, what you've learned from the exercise. And if you get stuck along the way trying to get those labs done, then go ahead and reference the video associated with that particular lab. Don't run into the video first and do step by step and follow along into the lab. You will become much better at this software. You will understand it more. You'll get more out of this class if you work together with me on that first part of the exercise and then go and knock out those labs on your own. That's where a lot of that learning is going to happen. A lot of that practice is going to happen. A lot of that muscle memory is going to occur as you're using the software. The repetition of things and doing those things on your own and having to remember where things are, how to do this operation, how to do that. Oh man, how do I add that, how do I add that joint to that assembly, how to make that connection between the two things? Where is that tool at? How do I go ahead and create a hole in a thing? How do I make, all those things? They will stick much better if you are working through those things on your own. All right, so that is the exercise portion of things. There are 2 pages of those. Quizzes. There is one quiz that's not listed in this section, but essentially it is a kind of a check-in as far as an activity goes, a project goes. You're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to look at that. It's not as a separate quiz. There's no written quizzes in here. There's no written tests on here. We need to learn how to use Creo, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, and that is what I'm going to give you points based off of. That's what I'm going to grade you based off of, is going to be how you did and how well you know to use the software. At the end of the day, that's what we're here to do, to learn how to do it, to do the thing rather than sit and talk about it. Much like I'm doing in this intro video, but it is what it is. We got to know what's going on. All right, so grades, you'll get to those grades things later on. As you start to get scores in there, I will grade those things on a timely basis as things get in. Remember, if a lot of you like to procrastinate and you wait till the very end, a couple of days and dump everything on me at once, it's going to take me a little bit longer to get through it. But if consistently you're turning in your work, you're going to get those scores back. You get those opportunities to go ahead and make corrections, get some of those points back. It's better for you. It's better for me. We all have a great experience. All right. So in that content section, when we go ahead and click on there, okay, you're going to go ahead and find all those other things that you need to get. Okay. You're going to find some information, additional things about what you need to do and how to get software. You can do a couple different things. We have the computer lab in G208 that is open most days through the week from about 9 in the morning till 9 in the evening, Monday through Thursday. It's open shorter hours on Friday, and there are some hours available on Saturday. Sunday, things are closed. Creo is available to you as a free download as a student. So if you have a PC, sorry, Mac people, there are ways to make it work on Mac. Does it work? A little bit, but you're not going to get support or help from me on how to run that on a Mac because I am admittedly not a Mac person. So Creo is available to you for a PC Windows-based machine. Recommendation to you is to, depending on how old your machine might be, you don't need the most recent of recent, but it will help for some things. So Creo 9 or Creo 10. Creo 12 is actually out right now. I'm running 11 at the moment and working through activities doing that. So you will see that on most of my videos. 10 is what I believe we have in the lab right now. I'm sure that will change before too long again, but somewhere in that 9 to 10 range is where you want to be as far as versions go. All right, so that is available to you as a free download. I will have links for that for you on where to go ahead and grab that. And if we stumble across them as we're going through here, we'll point that out as well. But other things on here, there is information about how to go ahead and download that, install that software, the instructions for that. Download information is going to be in that as well. There we go. There's our links right there. So Creo 11, there we go. There's where I go, and it's going to give you the directions on how to go through and get that education version of it, which again is free. They're going to want your ECC email address. They're going to verify in some way, shape, or form that you're a student, and then they're going to give you a license code for it that is used for education purposes, and it's free. I don't know what Creo goes for these days, but be thankful you don't have to pay the price of entry because some of these CAD software suites get to be very, very expensive. All right, so that is there for you. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of other things, supports for you. I mentioned having videos. Okay. As we go through the 8 weeks, I will get my videos posted up for these exercises and for the labs. It's going to take me a little bit. If you're one of those people that wants to knock everything out right away, just get it done and put it behind you. I have another resource for you as I go through and work through them. This will be posted. These videos will be posted until mine is posted, and then I will remove those. And I will still have a link available for you to get to Chris Sikora's videos. Chris is the one who came up with the materials for this course and several other CAD courses. He's long been an instructor at DCC and has been a long user of Creo back in the days when Creo was pretty new in the early to mid 90s. So that book that you have access to that's available as a download is Chris's text here. It is available for you as a PDF. I'm a little bit older than probably a lot of you, and I'm still very used to having paper textbooks. So I printed mine out as a reference. The PDF version is there for you on this website, which is Chris's website, is Vertanium1, so VERTANUX1.com. And you go there, and you will have access to the manual, okay, for this course, which is Creo Parametric Basics. Get you the opportunity to go ahead and download that. There's a separate link in D2L that you have that as well, where you can go ahead and download that one directly too. But you have that available to you on Chris's website here, Vertanium1. So that is the manual to get you the book, the videos. There's a link to the videos here for that class. And you come through here and you find the videos for all the exercises. You're going to find a similar thing that I have posted too as I go through and make the videos for these courses. So you'll have two references to go ahead and take a look at for these activities. All right, so you'll have mine, and then you'll have Chris's, and you'll get something different out of both of them, I promise you. So maybe the way that Chris explains things a little bit different, works better for you on a particular topic. Maybe the way that I do happens to work a little bit better for you, but you'll have both of those to you to hopefully help best support you as you navigate your way through this class. All right, so a couple more things on here. Also, for a couple of activities, there are some materials that you need to download here as far as part files. So some part files that we're going to use in Creo as part of completing some of these exercises and labs. Those are available for you on the Vertanium1 website as well. And a lot of those will also be linked directly in D2L as part of the class and those assignments. All right, so additional things in here for you as you go into each one of these activities. If we look at the exercise for week 1 and go in here, we have our information that we need about how to install the software, where to get it from, the textbook, the link to that. It is all there for you. Other helpful tips will be up at the top there. There's going to be information and links for you on each one of these things. Okay, it's all there for you. It's all there for you to review right now. Everything is going to be up and available for you from the first day that we start with the class. Questions that people often have when it comes to computers. What do I need? Do I need some obscene gaming machine, some professional level graphics machine? No, we don't need anything that crazy. Will some aspects of Creo work better with a better PC? You know, things like where we get into simulation things, where we're doing engineering simulations, putting stresses on the parts that we've designed for given materials, or if we're going ahead and we're doing rendering, will rendering work better on a higher level machine that happens to have a better video card, more RAM, a better processor, all that good stuff. For example, the laptop that I'm running this on, I purchased this laptop within the last couple of weeks. It was $649. It is definitely on the high end of really what you need for this class. It is not necessary to spend $649, but it's been a while since I bought a gaming machine. So I figured, you know what? If I needed something new for work, I might as well have something that I can play some games with as well. Do you need something like that that's $649? No. You know, there's micro PCs that start at about $200 that'll work. Again, Windows machines. As far as things that'll be helpful for you, you're looking for a more modern processor. If you're looking at an Intel processor, you probably want to stick with an i5 or an i7, somewhere around there. Higher is better always. Graphics card wise, it doesn't need to be ridiculous. This particular laptop has, oh goodness, it is an NVIDIA. It is a 40 series, a 4070, I want to say, or a 4050, one of the two. It's got a six gig of RAM on the thing. It's not a high end video card by any mean. You could spend $3,000 on a laptop. This is a $649 laptop. It gets the job done. A $300 PC will get the job done. So will the computers in the lab in NG building too. Those are available to you. You have access to them. If you want to work at odd hours, probably got to have a machine that's going to work for you and help you get those projects done. If you have problems, if you have questions about a computer and want to know, is this going to work? Also on the PTC website, they're going to have recommended minimums and suggested hardware for your PC to run the software. Outside of that, if you have additional questions, send me an email, let me know, and we'll help you get it figured out. But remember, you have that resource in the computer lab to use the machines there. If you want to get the software on your own and work at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday night, have at it. It's available to you. Software is available absolutely for free. As far as other things go, you know, the big things here are that you have an 8-week class. That is what we have in front of us. We have until October 11th. We need to go ahead and get those things done. Okay? Get things knocked out and have some fun with this. At the end of the course, I hope that you're able to use Creo on a proficient level. You have a great deal of comfort with it. We do have a second level course available in this where you can get further into the weeds with Creo, get more practice, become more proficient with it, more professional with it. Again, please, if you need help with anything, send me an email. I am here to help you out. I will help you out. I will get back to you just as quickly as I can. I want you to do the very best that you can in this class. We're going to have some fun in this together. We're going to design up and model up some odd things, some neat things, some things that you can use to show off down the road when potentially you're looking at getting a job, getting further education in this, an internship in this, whatever it might be. Okay, we're going to help you get there. So, pleasure to meet you. Again, reach out, email if you need help. We have 8 weeks. Get started, get going, get running, because that 8 weeks is going to go by really quick. All right, hope to see you really soon. Again, reach out if you need that help. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.